Many of you know who get to the end of my videos that there is a voicemail attached to this show, and I listen to your voicemails and emails, sometimes correcting me. That voicemail number is 714-576-4054, and of course that email address is daily@dollemore.com. I'm going to start doing this type of video at least every couple weeks. I don't know that there's going to be that many corrections, which is what this video is going to be. On a weekly basis, but certainly when they compile, I will do a correction. One, in the spirit of normalizing being wrong, or at least accepting criticism and correcting the record when I am wrong. In the style of Seth Meyers, who I think every week does one of these in response to his monologues or his closer look, or whatever the segment is. I'm a fan, Seth Meyers. He's a talented guy with a talented set of writers. So let's do this. The other day, following Easter and the kerfuffle, the freak out on the part of conservatives related to the Trans Day of Visibility falling on the same day of Easter, I made a comment about, I have no idea why Easter fluctuates, when the next Easter is going to be the following year. I have no idea what formulation, what methodology they use to pick that out. And I got calls correcting me, or at least answering the question that I could not answer in the moment. Give you a glimpse behind the scene, a little how the sausage is made here. I don't have notes in front of me. I don't do a deep dive. Usually it's I have a topic and a clip associated. I'll play the clip and then I'll react in real time. That's just how it works here. I used to do daily scripted videos where I would sit and write all day, researching a topic, and then addressing that. That video would post the next day. I don't have that kind of time with the amount of content that I put out. So this is no better way than any to address the things that I may get wrong or don't know the answer to in the moment, and then I'm corrected. So here's the first of one of two that I'm going to play. There were many explaining it to us.
Hi, my name is Clinton.
Hey, Clinton.
Easter falls on the first Sunday after the first full moon after spring. This year was the 25th was the first full moon. The Sunday after that was the 31st. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's how it's going to be every year. The first Sunday after the first full moon, after the beginning of spring. Thank you.
It wasn't the only call, though. We had another, same information, but they tacked on something extra at the end there that I'll address.
Yes, this is Stan. First of all, I'd like to say I hope you're doing okay with your cancer scare you have. Hope that's under control.
It is. Thank you, Stan.
As for Easter, Easter is the first Sunday after the first full moon, after the first day of spring. So if you check your calendar, walk on March when spring is. Keep going till you find the full moon. When you find the full moon after that, the following Sunday is Easter. Wish you best and good health. Bye.
Thank you very much. I am doing well. October of 2022, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. All of that is cleared up. I've had blood tests subsequent to that. I've had CAT scans subsequent to that. I've had a colonoscopy subsequent to that, and I am clear. No cancer in the near future anyway. We're good. Thank you for your concern. Thank everybody for your concern. I am in excellent health. I feel great, and I appreciate all of your wonderful messages of concern for my health. Nobody explained why that is the case here. Not my health, but the Easter question. Nobody explained exactly why it is that is the calculation. It seems if it's the celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ, it would be on one day, that he didn't get resurrected on multiple days based on a full moon and the first day after spring and the Sunday and none of that. But I'll take it as a correction, as an explanation. Now I know. I don't know that I'll be able to regurgitate that on command, but now we know. The other thing was about gallows. I have been saying a hangman's gallow as though that's the singular, and multiple people called in to say, hey, listen, dipshit. They did it nicely, but they're like, hey, you keep saying gallow as though one is singular and gallows is plural, and you are wrong. So let's play the first one and talk about it a little bit.
Hey, Jesse, love your show. I have a comment, though. You have an incredible vocabulary. You use words that I don't even know. However, I must correct you about the device used to hang people. 1 is a gallows. 10 are gallows. There is no gallow. And I've watched your show. You rolled in a piece from CBS. They must have said it 5 or 6 times, referring to it as the gallows on January 6th. So obviously you're not the editor, but the editor should have told you. Anyway, I have a thing about English, and you seem like a very educated person. And again, I love your show, but I wanted to make a correction. There is no a gallow is a chicken, a rooster in Spanish, and from Greek and Latin, it's nothing to do. Well, it has to do with fear, but anyway, it's a gallows. I just wanted to correct you with that. But again, love your show, and yes, keep on. Thanks, man. Bye.
Thank you. Listen, I don't mind being corrected. I grew up a poor kid and maybe a less than stellar introduction to language. I wasn't probably surrounded by the same breadth and width of language that many people were. I'm an autodidact in that way. I was self-taught in many ways. So yeah, I get it wrong a lot. There's a lot of times, and this is kind of the thing that I want to embody here. This is the thing that I want to put forward is not being so recalcitrant is the word, but not being so set in your ways and resistant to change and learning. We should all endeavor to be smarter tomorrow than we were today. And we should endeavor to put that into practice in our lives and not be afraid to say, oh yeah, I was wrong. I was a dumb guy. I was ignorant about the word gallows. Not the only one to call in about it. In fact, these weren't even the only 2 calls. There were several comments made. And to the caller's statement about I'm not the editor, largely I am the editor. I do have someone who helps out on a part-time basis to edit videos, and that just came about recently. But for years and years and years, it's just been me, and I wouldn't be able to tell myself since I was wrong about it. Second call on the same topic.
Hey, Jesse, big fan. My name is Dan. Just wanted to reach out because I was watching your video about John Snyder threatening President Biden, and he corrected his use of hung, which should be hanged. That's correct. However, I want to point out a mistake you frequently make, which is you say gallow, like a hangman's gallows. It's gallows. Gallows with an S at the end. That is both the singular and plural of the word gallows. That's it. You did it in this video, in fact. So while you're correcting people about their terminology when in reference to hanging people, you yourself should be correct. That
should be.
I know you know that if you're going to correct somebody, you better be correct to yourself. So I've commented on this before. I think I listened to your voicemail once upon a time. I'm trying to help you, man. But yeah, I love your content. That's just my big quibble. It's just the grammar of the word gallows. That's it. Be well. Hope you and your lovely wife Brittany have a wonderful holiday, and be genuine and take care of one another. Take care.
Well, thank you, brother. That is, I'm just trying to help you out, man. Trying to help you out. No, I appreciate that. I take it in the spirit that it was received or it was delivered. It's received in that same spirit. It's helpful. Even if someone's being a dickhole, I don't mind being corrected. It's fine. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. They are both correct. Gallows is the correct nomenclature for this particular term, whether it be plural, whether it be singular. It is gallows. I will try to drill that into my defective brain and make that the thing that I do. It has been a journey for me. Growing up in small town after small town, we certainly moved around a lot as a kid. I lived in 5 states before I was 9 years old: Washington, Idaho, Arizona, Missouri, and Arkansas. And it took its toll. There's a lot that I say and think that was correct. My convention of the world ended up being wrong. I mispronounced words. I still mispronounce appreciate. I say appreciate with an I rather than appreciate. For a long time, I said the word measure incorrectly. I said measure. I mispronounced milk. I said milk instead of milk. All of these I've tried to weed out. I was never a guy who said crick rather than creek. I bucked up against that trend that most of my classmates took part in. But it's all evolution. It is all growth and becoming the better person, or the more accurately arranged individual relative to thought that I try to embody. There's one more, and it is funny. Also, 2 calls about a town in Minnesota that I mispronounced that'll lead me to talk a little bit about some wild spelled and pronounced towns near where I grew up.
Hello, Jesse. I'm a Minnesotan, and I just wanted to tell you it's called Shakopee. Shakopee.
Shakopee.
All right? Thank you. Love your show.
Thank you. I don't remember how I pronounced it. Probably Shakopee or Shakopee, or I don't remember. But there are so many towns out there that are written. There's a panoply of different ways that you could pronounce them, that this is not an apology, or I'll try to correct it, because I don't know how many times I'm going to have to navigate that word, find that word in print again. Shakopee. I don't know. Another call, and then I'll talk about my hometown.
Hi, Jesse. I'm calling from Minnesota. We have a lot of funny names here in Minnesota. And the warehouse for Mike Lindell was in Shakopee.
Shakopee.
Just a hint.
Just a hint. Thank you for the correction. I, as many of you know, grew up in northern Idaho. Again, I just said I lived in 5 states before I was 9 years old. In the totality, like 11 or 12 states I've lived in, including Washington, D.C. And every state has some city or town or area that is difficult to pronounce if you don't live there. Prescott, Arizona looks like Prescott, Arizona. There's a Bexar County that looks like Bexar or Bear, and it's just Bexar County, Texas. But where I grew up in Orofino, Idaho, a tiny little town, a beautiful place geographically, just beautiful. And it's Orofino. And there are little towns around there. One is called Kamei that looks like this, looks like Kamaya. And then Weippe is another town in the same county that I grew up, Clearwater County. But there's another town near Boise. It's a suburb of Boise, which, by the way, is not Boise. It's pronounced Boise. And it looks like Kuna, but it's Cuna. Anyway, these towns exist everywhere. I don't take offense. I'm for sure going to mispronounce words going forward. That's just the way it is. That's just how it works, and that's okay. And I invite your corrections. We'll start doing this more often. The more corrections I get, the more often I'll do these, or at least it'll be on a weekly basis. They're fun, and it's instructive to not get offended or pissed off when people correct you. I could be as wrong as anybody. I am just as wrong as anybody, oftentimes. If you too would like to contribute to corrections, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. As I end every video, I would ask for your support to make these videos. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. You can go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. And another way you can support is if you like these t-shirts, you can go to my merch store. I'll link below. There's a shelf below on YouTube. If you like this particular shirt, I'll link it below in the description. Every bit goes a long way to helping support this program, and I appreciate it very much. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. I'm on Twitter and Threads and all of them. It's a good time, or actually, it's a miserable time. But if you want to be miserable with me on those platforms, it's at Dollemore. I love and appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.